This is Veda Sports, only on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the Veda Sports Podcast. Camera issues for Helmuth here at the Bahamas. I'm playing World Poker Tour tournaments. I flew in Monday.
World Series tournaments, not World Poker Tour tournament.
Yeah, man, thanks. And my sons are playing World Poker Tour tournaments in Vegas right now, Mikey. So I get a little confused. But yeah, so we've been having some issues with my good camera. We're going to roll like this. All right, look, newsflash. Mikey's a stellar 20-8 for the year, 2 for 2 last week, and he guaranteed 3 winning picks and won all 3. If you fouled his bets, you'd be up 12 units, more if you bet double on his guaranteed picks. Mike somehow picked Minnesota. We all, I think, went against them, and the Packers last week. Mike is on fire, okay? Mike is a 4-time World Series of Poker winner. Mikey knows sports, studies sports, and watches more games than all of us combined. Mike, you're killing it. By the way, I'm 12-16. I'm down 4 units. It's the Veda Sports Podcast. Mike, give us your rant.
I've had so many different rants this week, but I'm gonna have to stick to what I said I was gonna stick to. My rant is against my man, Brandon Cantu. Brandon, I love you and all, but we have a little group chat, and as a team was 65 yards away, he's like, every team needs to have a kicker that could kick 70. And I said, Cantu, nobody's ever kicked 70.
Yeah, 62, Mike. It was 62.
Whoa.
Denver
he said,
could not kick
whoa. You said 70 first, and then you said, oh, my God, it's a 62. And I go, Cantu, the Arizona guy just tried from 62. He came up 4 yards short. And then I said, Cantu, there's only been like 13 kickers in the history of the NFL who have kicked over 62. And then he argues with me and shows me, no, Mike, there's been 22 kicks over 62. And I said, no, we didn't talk about how many kicks over 62. We actually said how many kickers. And the answer is 13 all time. But he thinks every team should have a kicker that can kick over 62. I think that Cantu is mentally losing it. What do you guys think?
Okay, now time for me to answer to this. Mike, it's one of the stupidest arguments, and I think the viewers at home will be able to decipher it a little easier than you. First off, it was 62 yards. Denver at the end of the first half is going to kick a 62-yarder. Well, the kicker can't get it there, so they have to throw a Hail Mary, and so they didn't get the points. Here's the difference, Mike, is like in the history of the NFL, there's only been 13 or 14 kickers. That doesn't matter because they just changed the rule this year. They started doing the K-ball thing where you could massage the balls, break the inner linings of the football. This all started this year where you can get an extra 5 to 7 yards on your kicks. That's why you're seeing 68-yarder, 67, 66 being kicked at all times. Jacksonville hit one in the preseason, 68. But my debate was at 62 yards. You must have a kicker that can kick at 62 yards. And if you can't find one, you should use an extra roster spot.
13 in the history of the league, you idiot.
Why, Mike, you're the idiot because the history of the league doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's what is the rule? The rule is this year. Anyways, I'm back, guys.
Oh my God! I'm sorry to say that I kind of enjoyed that, folks. That was really nice.
I could have ran. My rant could have been against fucking that guy. What's that coach for the Kansas City?
Mike. It's not the Mike Matusow show, but now it's my turn. I'm going off script. I'm going for my rant. You know what really pissed me off? The Kansas City Chiefs. All right, now listen. My rant is against the white gloves they were wearing. Okay. So early in, the first half, a ball's thrown in it. The guy tries to catch it like this, and it goes through his hands. That's one. I noticed the white gloves, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is what's going on here. I grew up in Wisconsin. I understand that when you try to catch a ball with gloves on, unless the gloves are super gloves, it's going to have a negative effect. It's much easier to catch a ball, try it at home, with your hands. Then I saw another drop with the white gloves, another drop with the white gloves that turned into a pick, another drop with the white gloves. And if you look at it, there's 6 drops, all with the white gloves. And I'm like, how can they not understand that for some reason with these white gloves on, they're just not catching the ball, ending with Travis Kelce's That was kind of like they could have maybe got back in the game if he catches that ball.
But
it
he
was
wasn't
just
wearing a white glove.
He sure was, Mike. But here's
was.
the nice thing. But here's the nice thing, Mike. You don't think he does? I think he did. We can bet a bunch of money, but I suspect you're going to back off.
As usual.
Yeah, he backed off. All right, David, the businessman Woodley started Speed Survivor. Check out speedsurvivor.com. Our guy Woodley has great knowledge and sharp takes. Woodley, what's your rant?
Well, this year has been a disaster. I think I'm 10-18 right now. But a big reason for that is J.J. McCarthy and the subject of this week's rant and last week's rant, Travis Kelce. Lost in the disaster that was the Chiefs and that moron coach of theirs that is somehow he's like taking a time machine back to his Philadelphia days. Maybe he's been hanging out with the retarded Kelce brother, the one that is drunk all the time in Philadelphia. So maybe osmosis has gotten into his brain there. The real loser of last week was Travis Kelce, who dropped back-to-back balls. I mean, balls that Mike the Mouth and his cats could have caught. He's just so bad. He's so arrogant. This idiot's talking nonstop about their stupid wedding. Like, why they have to announce this in the middle of the football season is a whole thing. And it's funny. They know that they have peaked. Taylor Swift has peaked. Donna Kelce has peaked. Travis Kelce has peaked. And Jason Kelce is firmly irrelevant. It's over. It is over for the Kelceverse. As soon as they miss the playoffs this year and Travis rides off into the sunset, the last remaining thing that anyone will care about is this stupid ass wedding in Rhode Island that nobody cares about. It's a stupid state full of their stupid wedding party. Taylor Swift is done as well, and I cannot believe Kelce that, because you know what? I'm 1-4 this year picking the Chiefs. If I wasn't if I did not pick the Chiefs and the Vikings so much, I would actually have an above 500 record this year. But every time I pick the Chiefs, like, Kelce has completely screwed it. So you know what, Travis Kelce, you're officially canceled. And
this is what happens when you square out, bro. You square out Chiefs and you square out Homer. Homer square, Casey square.
They should have won that game, though. I mean, even Mike felt bad. He's like, Kansas City was the right side. He's like,
I felt bad because Andy Reid is the biggest retarded person I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I agree with you.
Okay. For a little context, guys, and I'm going to go to Cantu in a sec. The poker players, who are really good at strategy, we all hated it when Andy Reid made a lot of stupid calls at Philadelphia. You're not saying he's not a great coach in a lot of ways, but when it comes to the basic game theory, math, analytics, he made a lot of bad plays in the past, and it seemed like going for it on your own 28-yard line.
He went with the analytics. He went with the analytics instead of watching his eyes.
That one was so obvious.
You have to watch your eyes. Houston couldn't get a friggin' yard. They had a better chance of throwing a pick than of them making the 4th and 1 and giving the game away.
He was going to punt, and then he listens to Mahomes. Mahomes is doing this, like, come on, go for it. I want to go. He was doing this, and he spooked Reed, and he listened to the quarterback instead of listen to what you were supposed to do.
He had a horrible game. I mean, he literally, it's really funny. They actually showed the QB rankings this last week, and J.J. McCarthy was second, and Hurts actually played worse than Brosmer, and Mahomes basically put up a J.J. McCarthy line. So you can't listen to your quarterback there. I mean,
they also dropped all 4 of these passes right here that were right in their hands. And Ray Rice was wearing red gloves, and you guys were right. The rest had the white gloves on. But Rashee
Rice. But they're both scumbags. But they're scumbags. Him and Ray Rice both.
Okay.
He is, Phil. He is a scumbag.
He did hit somebody and take off running. So
that's a scumbag move.
I'm not defending him. I'm just you went after the Kelceverse. I was thinking about poor Donna Kelce. But let me move on.
No, Donna's fine. Fine. She's fine. She's a perfectly nice woman. I just don't care about her.
Brandon Cantu's a 2-time World Series of Poker winner. Had some well-thought-out takes. Cantu sometimes bets his entire net worth on one game. Cantu, you got a rant?
I do. And it's kind of funny because we usually film on Tuesday. So I'm going to give you what was going to be my Tuesday rant, and I'm going to switch it to what happened to today. My rant was going to be, please, Colts, give us the fun. Bring back someone real crazy like Andrew Luck, Phillip Rivers, somehow have Russell Wilson get dropped or Jameis Winston. Give us someone that's real fun. Well, fast forward because we're filming a day later, and look what I get. I get Christmas is early. I am going to be glued as Phillip Rivers is now the quarterback of the Colts. This is going to be so much fun. I have no idea what to expect. Yes, he is. He's on the practice squad. Thank you for asking, Mike.
Well,
this is going to be must.
He's not going to start
TV. I think he is.
No, he's.
I think
he's
he
not,
is,
dude. That's why I asked. Was he activated to the roster today?
I mean, I saw both sides, but Cantu, continue your rant.
Well, how I took it is he is going to start. And let's just say if that is the case, I am so excited for this game. I'm going to watch the whole thing. I want to see Phillip Rivers succeed and light it up. Wouldn't this be one of the all-time great stories in the NFL?
I mean,
I don't
who
think
is
he
not
can do it, but
who's not a Phillip Rivers fan? I mean, it seems like
Rivers an option to start. Colts in wait and see mode. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
so apparently Mikey and Woodley, who just said he wasn't starting 100%, are wrong. It's possible. All right, guys, look, after those very long but very entertaining rants, we're going to go to commercial early. Afterwards, we're going to come back with our 4 number 1 picks.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Welcome back, folks. We have a contest where we give away $500 a week thanks to our sponsor, Edge Boost. Check out Edge Boost VSiN Average Joe Contest, VSIN Average Joe Contest. Simply make 7 picks. 7 each week, NFL or college. Oh, wait, no more college. Well, I guess we have a few games coming. For your shot at $500, if you already have an Edge Boost account, that prize doubles to $1,000. Quarterly winners get airfare to Las Vegas, a 2-night stay at Circa Resort, and a guest spot on a VSiN show. It's free to play. Join now at vsin.com/show. vsin.com/show. Mikey, you have just been red hot. It's unbearable. You're hitting everything. 2 for 2 last week, 2 for 2 the week before.
Can I tell you
the
why
right
it's
to pick first?
I'm gonna stick with my gut on number 1 pick here. There'll be no guarantees this week because I got a good feel, but I don't have that can't lose feel. My number 1 pick is going against a team that was my top pick last week, and that's the Dallas Cowboys, minus the 5.5 against the Vikings. The Vikings are 0-4, straight up 0-4 against the spread after a win. Dallas, who was dead last week, but then they had the old faithful dog shit Philadelphia Eagles to dump on Monday Night Football for them to give them life. They're going to be focused. They're ready to play. J.J. McCarthy's not facing that awful Washington Command. And we'll talk about the Commanders on my next pick. Commanders defense. Dallas Cowboys are going to put up, they're going to put up 30. Can J.J. McCarthy get 25 against Dallas's defense? It's possible, but I don't think so. Give me Dallas.
All right, Woodley.
Minus 5.5.
Woodley, a little birdie said your pick is the other side of this. Is it your number 1 or your number 2 pick is Minnesota?
Yeah, it's my number 1. Like, why not go back to the
Ooh, you and Mike head to head, number 1 picks. Go Woodley.
Well, last week
his number 1 was the Bears last week. How'd he do?
Well, I mean, the Bears had it. I mean, they had it that whole game, and they lost only overtime or whatever.
I mean,
it was.
they had it in the second half. The first half, it was 14-3. It should have been like 28-3. But
yeah.
I am shocked. I am shocked what the Bears did second half. I'll give you credit for that.
They're not going to give up that many points to Dallas. I mean, the defense is actually playing relatively well. I mean, they shut out the Commanders, which is the Commanders suck, but shutting out a team in the NFL is pretty good. That they obviously got smoked the week prior by Seattle, but the defense.
Oh, congratulations. Your team, the Vikings, the first team in NFL history to get beat by 26 points in a shutout, and then the following week to shut out their opponents and score over 26 points in history.
Yeah,
congratulations.
I mean, what happened is they actually really dumbed down the the offense because
they played Washington, okay?
No, but let me speak. They came out last week and they dumbed down the offense for JJ McCarthy. And what's funny there is because like JJ McCarthy like isn't smart. And I had dinner with a guy last night that he was very confident in the fact that like JJ McCarthy was like a big partier in college, like hallucinogens and stuff like that. And like he said, like McCarthy is not capable of handling an NFL playbook. And so what KOC and them did is they dumbed it down. And if you watch that game, like Jefferson didn't have a big game, like Addison didn't have a big game, like the tight ends had like every single catch. Like these were like very simple, very quick passes. And lo and behold, it worked. So dumbing it down did do wonders for this, and it is going to bring him along. So he's, again, he's not as bad as he's looked. He's definitely not as good as he looked against Washington. He's going to come back to earth a bit. But Dallas is a terrible defense. I know. Like if you take out garbage time, they're the 31st ranked defense in the NFL. Okay, like when you include garbage time, which means like end of game when someone's up by more than 10 points. They're one of the best for whatever reason. I mean, who knows? It doesn't matter. Usually it's because like at that point, if they're winning, they're just blitzing, getting turnovers, all that. In non-garbage time, they are the 31st defense in football. Like the Lions, who have been dead all year on offense, absolutely shredded them last week. And the Vikings defense has been good all year. So 5.5 is just frankly way too many. This feels like a field goal game. I mean, this also honestly feels like a game where I want the Vikings to lose. I want them to get a higher draft pick. Like Dallas is suddenly back in it. This feels like the perfect scenario where everyone leaves upset. I'm going to be annoyed because the Vikings are going to win this game, and it's going to like give them hope for JJ McCarthy. And the Dallas Cowboy fans are going to be jumping off bridges because they blow this game. So actually, you know what? Give me the Vikings money line for everything, Mike.
All right. Well,
I love this. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. This is really great. So first of all, Woodley's a Vikings fan. For the people, we have a lot of people following the podcast now, and everybody knows Woodley's a Vikings homer. He cares so much that when McCarthy had one great game, he was comparing him to Tom Brady. Then he was saying we got to get rid of him. Yeah, 2 weeks later, he's like, we got to get rid of him. And so I think McCarthy, and now he called him dumb, but he bet on him. So Woodley, we're going to give you a little leeway there because you have suffered so many years of Vikings disappointment. Now, I'm going to go to Cantu on this because Cantu legitimately told us he thought Dallas was the best team in the league 2 weeks ago. So Cantu, no doubt you like Dallas.
It's really close. Dallas is a real funny team. It's a very emotional team.
You said they're the best team in football.
Yeah, but they need CeeDee Lamb, and CeeDee Lamb got hurt to start the second half. He is so important. He is must-see TV.
If he's out this week,
I don't actually know if he's back.
Yeah.
Is he going to be back? If he's back, I like Dallas. Without him, they are a completely different team because, man, I cannot trust Pickens. That's another. I mean, when you got so many prima donnas on one team, that Pickens, did you guys see that ball? That was thrown, this beautiful ball thrown by Dak. It might have been perfect because he needs the receiver to cut in. I'm sure we've all seen this, the 60-yard deep pass. And Pickens doesn't even try. His hands are here and the ball drops right here. Doesn't make any attempt. I don't know what's going on with Pickens. He's not in the game and he's missing balls.
CeeDee Lamb is going to play. I thought he was.
He is going to play. Thank you, Mike, because that's very important. I am going to take Dallas, but let me tell you what I think just sparked new life in. I think Dallas thought they were dead with the Eagles. They just watched the Eagles play on Monday Night Football with a really beat up Chargers team. And we're like, oh my God, they might not win another game. They have a soft schedule. I think
their offense sucks.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, they've got a lot of problems.
Two turnovers on one play by Hurts. I mean, that is that's amazing. Butt fumble. That might be worse than the butt fumble.
That's the first time in NFL history. I mean, I don't know what's worse, the butt fumble, the two turnovers in one play, and what did we see 2 weeks ago? Some crazy play that was like
the Vikings one. That wasn't the Vikings one. Was fourth down
the
at
Vikings
least,
one.
But he was throwing it up. No, this. Well, this one, I think the Hurts one is the worst. It's not the most embarrassing because the butt fumble's
the butt fumble's the most embarrassing.
I mean, the Eagles kind of needed this game, and Mike a while ago was saying the Eagles might miss the playoffs, and we laughed him off, and man,
We
I
all
don't know.
laughed at Mikey. We all laughed
they
at
are
Mikey.
bad.
Well, they're going to lose
Mikey's-
to the Bills. That's for sure.
Mikey's
Will they
20 and
lose?
8.
Yeah.
Mikey's 20 and 8 now, and he predicted Philadelphia was a bad team. We laughed at him.
Yeah.
I know we're
that
hijacking this
one
from
right.
you, Cantu, but Mike was also the first and only person on the planet who was telling us that Notre Dame was going to miss the playoffs because they were trending at like 92% on all the markets that they were going to make the playoff. And Mike was like, you guys are all idiots. Notre Dame's not getting in. And like he nailed it. He nailed it way ahead of time too. So I don't know what's going on with Mike.
It was plus 420, and I didn't bet it because it went down to plus 320. And I kept telling my friend Ben, we got to bet 5,000 on this. It's free money. There's no way they're going to put Notre Dame ahead of Miami because Miami beat them up pretty good head up.
But Mike is, I don't know what Mike is like seeing the future. We won't talk about the Colts winning the Super Bowl, of course. Though.
No, I didn't see the future on that.
Well, I mean, we give Mike a little credit, but Mike does call us idiots when he's wrong too. So, all right, Mike, we give you a lot of credit. That's enough kissing your ass. I'm coming with the number one pick, and then Cantu's number one pick. Down a break. Give me Houston -9 at home, hosting Arizona. Give me the number one defense in the league, and C.J. Stroud with his new confidence passing the ball with the 24th ranked Arizona Cardinal defense. Stroud said he learned a lot watching Davis Mills, which makes a lot of sense to me, and it was a very humble thing for him to say. And that means that he started to get more dialed in. One could argue that Houston has had the toughest schedule in the league. I looked it up so far. I looked it up. It's very close, you guys. If you look it up, you'll be surprised. Now they get Arizona at home, a cupcake, and Raiders next week, so they won't be looking to next week, which Mike likes to look at. I think they feast. Good teams win. Great teams cover. Folks, I love Houston -9. I'm going to bet a lot on this one.
No, not so fast. This is the perfect time where the Cardinals just got their ass kicked last week. This is right where the NFL teams, they get together. I don't know what they do, how they do it with the lines makers. They regroup, they come back in. Give me the Cardinals. I'm not going to give some long speech. I'm going to let Mike give the stats. It's just the same thing I see, and I don't know what it is. When you get your ass kicked in the NFL, you come back the next week and you come fighting. And that's what's going to happen here with the Cardinals.
One comment, and then we'll go to Woodley. There is some recency bias here, right? I watched that defense against Kansas City. We all did. And so we're all like, they're unbeatable. So I got a little recency bias, but I'm very confident in my pick. Woodley, thoughts?
Yeah, I think the Cardinals have been, for the most part, playing teams pretty closely. I mean, they lost by like a field goal to the Jags and the Bucks prior to the getting stomped by the Rams. Like they only lost by a couple to the Super Bowl Colts and the Packers and things like that. But this was just a total domination that the Rams put on them, and this Texans defense is like really good. I don't know how Arizona is going to score like many points. I mean, yeah, they can get between the, they'll move the ball a little bit between the 20s like every other NFL team can. But I don't see how. I just don't see how Arizona can score more than like 10 points this game. It feels like that's the max. And even though 9.5 is a lot, and even though the Texans aren't some like high powered offense, they are able to put up a few points. And, they do have like 19 wide receivers from Iowa State, which I'm an Iowa State fan, so I'm a big fan there. So give me Houston like 21-10 in this one. I think they cover.
Oh my God,
just a little bit. Yeah.
Woodley never likes to lay a big number. Wow. Mike?
Way too many points.
Okay, so I looked at this game, and honestly, the Cardinals were going to be one of my top picks, and it's not because I think they have a chance to win. I have actually two teasers with Houston -2.5 next week, but they just went through the gauntlet. Like you just said, they have played had the best record of any team that have played a top 5 schedule. Okay. And they have, but you beat the Colts, and then you go ahead and you beat the Chiefs. And now what do you get? You get your letdown spot. You played the last 4 out of the last 5 games against the Broncos, the Jags, the Bills, the Colts, and the Chiefs. And now you go home. And now everything's right. You're firmly 92% to make the playoffs. You could breathe a little bit. You got the Raiders on deck. They stink. And now you got a team, and Arizona can score. And Woodley hit it right on the nose. What happened to Arizona? They played 2 close games in a row. They lost, and then they had to face and the Rams were one of my best picks this week. They had to face the Rams team coming off a humiliating loss to Carolina. Yeah. And now I think Arizona's got nothing. They're going to play hard. They lose every game, but they play hard. I don't think that offense is very good, and that they can score enough points to cover 9.5. They might, but I'll take the points here only because of everything I just described.
The rare Hellmuth-Woodley combination, laying 9.5. That should give you some confidence. And by the way, 9.5. We're giving a little leeway. There's a lot of time left. Do you have your number one pick?
Yeah, number one pick is going to be Green Bay -2.5 at Denver. Right now, I was kind of thinking about this when we were just giving our last pick, and I was just thinking, do I think Green Bay is the best team in football now? Because I was real high on the Dallas, but then they're just toast. They're a bunch of head cases. I think I might have Green Bay. I for sure have them top 3. I would have to think maybe even higher, maybe 1 or 2. I know most people have the Rams as 1. I'm not as high on the Rams as everybody else. If you like a very well-balanced team, this is your team. I'd say maybe the most well-balanced, great team in the NFL right now. They're doing exactly what they do on offense and they do on defense. They're finally clicking on all cylinders. They look good against Chicago last week. Give me Green Bay -2.5.
Okay, guys, I'm commenting on this because my number 2 pick is Packers -2 at Denver. Giving it a little leeway on the thing. It might be 2.5. It pops around. All right. Denver feels fake to me. Sure, they're 11-2, which is tied with the New England Patriots for the best record in the NFL. But it feels like they're not a top 5 team. They played a super weak schedule. They got lucky a bunch of times. The Packers are battle-tested and real. Go, Pack, go. Go, Pack, go. And I'm a Packers homer. I don't pick them very often. The 9-3-1 Packers on the road at altitude are still favorites versus the 11-2 home team. So the odd makers know the Broncos are not nearly as good as their records. Packers 31, Broncos 24. Go Pack, go. Go Pack, go. Now, Woodley, did you pick either side? We're going to go to you next. Is this your number 1 or 2 pick or something, or your 2 pick?
No, I hate this game, period. I hate both these teams. I think both these quarterbacks are insanely overrated. And I think I agree with Phil that the Broncos aren't nearly as good as the record, but I'd also say, I don't think the freaking Packers are as good as their record either. I mean, they should have lost to the Bears. They should have lost to the Giants. They should have lost to the Cardinals. They're just really pulling these games out of their proverbial ass, so to speak. That tie against the Cowboys is still the funniest thing.
That was a funny game.
I don't know.
Not to me.
You got 2 teams. Oh yeah, that booted you from Survivor. You got 2 teams that are okay, but not great.
Come on, man. 9-3-1 and 11-2.
They're fine. They're good. Cantu's high.
Woodley, stop. Woodley, stop. Let me ask your definition of a great team. To me, the top 4 teams in the league are great. So I'm going to say that Denver's not a great team, but they're 5th or 6th best, so they're bordering great. And to me, the Packers are a top 4 team. They're great. You disagree?
I think the best 2 teams in the NFL clearly are the Rams and the Seahawks. So that puts the Packers number 3 in the NFC.
So I consider actually, top 4 great teams, but yeah.
But that's we're talking NFC now. I think there's I think the Patriots are a great team. I still think the Bills are a great team. You really can't I'm not going to count out the Bills. I think actually the Broncos and Packers are actually very similar, and I think the Packers I think you could throw a blanket over the Packers and the Lions and the Bears, and I think they're all actually relatively similar. I think the Bears right there with the Packers. So no, I think the Packers are a good team. But getting back to the game, I think that Denver defense is looking good, and I don't know. Listen, they're pulling these games out. Playing a mile high is still very, very difficult to do. It is difficult. I'm going to go with the Broncos just because they're a home underdog, and I view these teams as almost dead equal in terms of talent. So give me the home team.
No way. Green Bay has the talent.
Dude,
Mikey.
Listen, They're 2.5 on the road. That means that the bookmakers are telling you the Packers are 4.5 point favorites, 4.5 point better than Denver. Denver's 11-0 in their last 11 games at home. Okay, 11-0.
They don't lose at home.
They don't lose at home. Okay, and here's the kicker: the Packers just fucking basically locked up the division. Well, not locked it up. They have one more game to lock it up, which is next week against the Bears. Okay. No, they got the Bears that they just took control of the division. This game means absolutely nothing to them. Okay. It locked. It means
it means nothing.
It means nothing because as long as they
playing
beat
for the
Bears,
1 seed. We're playing for the 1 seed over here.
They ain't getting the 1 seed over the fucking over the Rams or Seattle. Come on. Okay.
Well, Rams and Seattle have to play each other. I mean, they got to lose somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. What the thing is they beat
Mike,
the Bears.
Are you
in a
saying
game.
the Pack? What are the Packers to make the playoffs?
The Packers aren't winning in Denver.
I thought they were like 70% or something. Are you saying they're
Well,
not?
First off, I got to stop. I got to stop, Mike, for a second. Last week, the Bears were number 1 in the NFC. They are now the number 7 seed, just off one loss. There is no room for error. They could miss the playoffs. You lose back-to-back games, they're out of the playoffs.
They got the Bears next week, and then they got the Ravens. Okay.
Yeah, that's why you better not lose this one. They could lose all 3.
Doesn't mean anything. They beat the Bears and the Ravens. They lock up fucking everything.
The Packers could miss the playoffs. That is not that crazy.
They won an emotional game, an unbelievable finish, emotional game against the Bears, and now they got to go to altitude. This was almost one of my top
Gotta
picks.
go to altitude.
I love Denver, and it's not because they played a shitty weak schedule, but they still have the number 2 defense behind the Texans in the NFL. And this game's going to be a low-scoring game. 13-10 or 16-13. Give me Denver. They're not losing at home.
Okay, guys. All right. So that's our number 1 picks. We'll see you in a minute with our number 2 picks from the Fade Us Sports Podcast.
You're listening to Fade Us Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
The Fade Us Sports Podcast brought to you by our sponsor, Splash Sports. If you don't know Splash Sports, the founders bought OfficeFootballPool.com. Love that site. And RunYourPool.com. They are now live in 45 states and Canada. Download the Splash Sports app. Currently pretty high in the sports app in the App Store and climbing. You'll find all sorts of contests and bets starting at $5. Thanks again to Splash Sports for sponsoring the Fade Us Sports Podcast. Mikey, what's your number 2 pick of the week?
My number 2 pick of the week is going against the team that was my number 2 pick last week, and that is the Wash. I'm taking the Giants. The Giants, I'm laying 2. It's moved to 2.5 now. I don't think it really matters. They've lost 8 in a row. And like I said last week, why I like the Vikings so much is it's not that they've lost. They went all in coming off their bye. This team just lost their heart and soul of the team. Zach Ertz, the guy who came back this year, he thought he had something special in Washington. The quarterback,
like 48 years old.
I mean, the
heart and soul.
Heart and soul.
Dude gets like 37 catches a year.
Doesn't matter. You read into the locker room. See, I'm not like you. I read into the locker room. They all say that Zach Ertz
Mike
is the most motivational person, and they were playing the season for him because he came back for them. He thought it was going to be fun.
Season for
all right,
Ertz.
go look. I don't
made the NFC Championship game. They were playing it.
Why don't you go look? Why don't you idiots go look about what they say about Zach Ertz? And now they're just devastated. The injury where he just got left out there to die by the quarterback.
When Mike
he didn't get shot. It's like he didn't get shot on the battlefield. Like at home. Like
he basically got shot. Okay.
Every time a player gets injured, they always say good things about him. That's just what you do.
They've been saying good things about him all year.
Thanks, Mike. All right, let me just say this, guys. When he said they lost the heart and soul of the team, they just ruled Jaden Daniels out today.
Yeah, I thought that's where it was going.
It's Ertz. Jackson Dart. He's just coming back from concussion, and we all thought he was going to take it easy. He got laid
out.
Veteran
leaver, Zach Ertz is generally considered one of, if not the key leaders, but of the Washington Commanders. That description is
Yes, he's a captain, Mike. teams
Yeah.
have
Is this
7
a
captains.
memo put out by like the marketing team?
Because you guys
Like,
don't know shit. You guys, all you
Mike,
do is talk out
Mike,
of your
you-
asses.
Mike, you
Talk
said
out of your
heart.
asses.
Mike,
Heart
your
and
words were
soul.
heart and soul.
the heart and soul.
The heart and soul.
The
of
dinosaur,
Washington
the biggest
Commanders.
dinosaur that's been in the league for like 17 years.
Mike
I
calls
mean,
us idiots.
Let's see. Professionalism and leadership. Teammates and coaches view him as the pros pro and the model citizen, a model player for all the players on the team.
Oh, it is hard work off the
Vital
field,
contribution.
you know.
He is a key part of the Commanders' offensive resurgence in the 2024 season and developed a strong rapport with quarterback Jaden Daniels.
Okay,
Experience
Mike,
and
stop
development.
reading
Mike.
what the marketing team. He's reading it. What the marketing
He's
team
reading
releases
right
out
off
to
the internet.
Yeah, like, oh, look, it says here the marketing team says that
This
he's the
is
heart
what-
and soul.
By the way, Cantu, this is what drives the three of us crazy. When we finally get Mike 100%.
Because I'm always
wrong.
right and you guys are always wrong. That's why.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Right, Mike.
Well,
Right. No, Mike really believes he's always right. It's the craziest thing I've
yeah,
ever
I've
seen.
never seen anything
Mike
like it.
has never lost an argument in 20 years. So now he said that there's a heart and soul. We're laughing at him. And Mike has doubled down on that take, reading marketing material.
Bet your
off
Washington Commanders this week. See you guys
Now,
later.
let me tell you, I am going to tell you why I actually like Mike's side, but it has nothing to do with what he just said. I've watched the last 4 Giants games from beginning to end. I had a lot of Survivor stuff on picking them each week, and the Giants are actually really good. I've been saying this. They are next year. You're talking. This is going to be a playoff team when they get healthy and they get Neighbors back, and when they get that running back and everybody's healthy. This team is really close. This is a very talented team. Washington is beat up. I don't know what. Washington's got a lot of problems. Yeah, they did have played tough. Well, they didn't play tough against the Vikings, but the game before they played tough. I like the Giants, and I actually like you to get a nice, solid 2 touchdown wins. I think they're going to roll right here. Give me a nice Giants win. Jackson Dart, take care of yourself, buddy.
All right.
Please.
This game sucks. I actually got offered taking a suite for this weekend's game. In
Don't do it. Don't do
Meadowlands.
it.
There's no way in hell I'm going. Like, period. I mean, we have like.
Oh,
I mean, I'd rather spend my time with family versus most football games, but like this one, if I was like still single and like 26 and lived 6 seconds from the stadium, and you told me like this suite was gonna have like prime Kate Upton in it, and like prime, I don't know, like
You must-
Dua
Kate
Lipa.
Upton.
Well, Dua Lipa is in her prime, or I don't know. That's only 2 women I know. I would still not go because this game sucks that much. Whatever. I mean, give me the Giants. Only Mike on the show where we only can pick a few, like 2 games. There's a lot of really entertaining games. Like he goes with the worst game in the NFL this season. And I
Terrible
think this
game.
is the.
I mean,
I don't know if you could have a possibly
I'm
worse
sorry,
game.
but
Maybe
we're here to,
Titans
I'm here to
versus
try and
Raiders.
pick winners, you know.
Maybe
No,
Titans versus
this is
Raiders.
once again, guys. Can I just point out once again, Mike didn't. We have a group chat where we put down what we're
He
going
also
to talk
didn't tell
about
us what
this
he's
week.
picking either.
Mike once again blindsides us. We talk about how he does this. He
True.
blindsides us with a grenade of
That's
content. And he does it once again, and this is what we get upset with you again, Mike. That's why we put what we're going
All-
to talk about
Why would
all
any
three-
of us
in our
prep?
group chat.
Why would any of us prep this game
Yeah.
without
All
knowing
3
Mike
of
was
you
gonna do it?
square pegs took Washington last week. How'd they do? Wait, let me see. 0, 0, 0, and 0. Oh, the 31-0.
I'll tell you this. I think the Giants, I like them as well. That means as much as that means. Go ahead, Mike. Cantu. Unanimous
It's a
pick.
consensus pick. Danny, can you put up a consensus pick? Sorry, this is very exciting. The Giants.
I think
So
every
it's-
time I pick a game and you guys all agree, when you do agree, it wins. Oh, I win every game, so it makes sense. Yeah, all right.
The other, now that we're roasting Mike a bit, I do want to also point out that we were going to record this podcast, or we had a window to record this podcast yesterday, and Phil said, I have to do it at noon because I have a hard out at 1 p.m. Like a hard out at 1 p.m. He had to go like play in a tournament. And at 12:59, I shit you not, Mike is like, "Hey guys, I'm ready to go."
I
And
woke up at 12:30. I didn't see it. I didn't
literally,
see
the
that.
chat right above it was Phil saying, "I got to do this by noon," and it really hurt my brain. Like I actually got a headache from it. I was like, if he was making this, like if he was doing this as a troll, it'd be like a perfect troll because it really, I was just like, this is out of control. All right, my pick, Seattle Seahawks. I mean, this goes against everything I stand for, but I mean, I gotta turn the ship around. I'm like 10-18 this year. Seattle Seahawks, 14-point favorite at home against the hapless Colts. I mean, it's a lot of
Capitals.
points. The Colts still have some players, but
They have a great defense.
the Colts don't have is they don't have a QB. The Seahawks are just absolutely blowing people out right now, and like Darnold actually isn't playing that well, and Darnold is due for a bit of a bounce back. I guess he did okay. Like, I mean, he had like an early pick, I think, in that Falcons game, but I mean, they blew the doors off the Falcons. I think the Falcons were up like 9-6 or 9-7 or whatever.
No,
And then it was like-
it was 6-3, and then 6-6 at half.
Yeah, and then it was, but then that, I mean, you know what? They put up like 31 points in the second half, which is something insane. I think Seattle I think they keep this up. I think Seattle comes in, they blow them out of the water. They take care of business quickly. They don't have to show too much on offense. They get up 21 points by halftime, and then they just run the ball. Because next week, I believe it's next week. Next week is everything for them.
Yeah,
Like
exactly why.
that is like their Super Bowl, because if they win next week, and then don't screw up the rest of the way, like they'll get that 1 seed, and I think they'll make the Super Bowl. If they lose next week, like Darnold you cannot win on the road 3 times, Darnold.
Mike, you have any thoughts, sir?
Yeah, and this is the most retarded pick of the week. They are playing the Rams next week for everything. For everything, they could lose this game. Means nothing. They win next week. They're going to be
Not true, Mike, because they got
The only
two
stat
hard
Mike
games
cares
to
about.
They have to
Bro.
win this because they have 2 hard games to wrap up the season too, Mike.
They're going to win the game, okay? But if you think you're laying 14 points, the Colts have a top defense, okay? When they lost Daniel Jones last week, their heart was taken away.
No.
They're-
The heart and soul? Is this another
Tan-
heart and soul?
Taylor could run the
Heart
ball.
and soul.
Teams are like
Da, da,
30,
da, da, da.
31% as 14-point favorites a lifetime in the NFL, okay? They have the Rams on deck. I don't care. They can have you as quarterback. They have Jonathan Taylor and that defense. I'm never laying 14 points with a team with a guy like Sam Darnold who throws it to the other team 90% of the time. They're going to win the game. They're not covering the 14.
They lost by like almost 20 points to the Jags.
Do you understand that game was 21-14?
But they
and
now
were-
have Phillip Rivers. They have Phillip Rivers, Mike.
That game was 21-14, and they were driving when he went down. And 14,
Just the classic Mike. He went down. Like, that's the whole point. Like, they don't
but
have
14
him anymore,
of
Mike.
those
And then
points were off.
What happened?
Were
What
off
happened
of
when he
Daniel
went-
Jones at turnovers and Jonathan Taylor
All
turnovers.
right.
This is the classic.
All right,
like,
guys.
This is classic.
Because
Mike,
you guys don't watch games.
if
How games get away from people.
If
Let
17
me make
plays
some
go the
sense
other
of this.
way, then Indianapolis probably covers. Yada yada
Let me
yada.
ask
Like,
you something.
Mike,
I'm going to ask a serious question.
Mike, how's your Daniel Jones and Jonathan Taylor MVP bets going?
I got a serious question for you. This is a serious question. If the dog crap Atlanta Falcons don't give up a 105-yard kick return to start the second half, and the very first play that your boy Cousins doesn't throw a pick for a pick six, do they give up? They give up.
Dude, you're just pretending like interceptions and special teams doesn't matter. Like,
No, I just
if-
saying
if you
that
take-
Atlanta's got the worst coach,
every-
and the team stinks.
every interception in the history of the NFL that's been against Mike is pure luck. It's pure luck driven. Oh, if this doesn't
I'm going to
happen,
tell you right now, I was going to go against both teams that are playing the Rams next week in Seattle, but I can't. And but I can't take the Detroit because they're missing their entire defense.
Give me a little
Okay.
heart and soul. It's got to be Zach Ertz of Washington.
So-
Give me a little heart and soul.
So, Colts it is for me.
I
I love the Colts plus 14. I love them so much this week. They will not lose this game by more than 14.
Thank you,
even,
Mike.
e-
The
even
Mike
if they have my
Mattis
cat,
Show,
they
ladies
have
and
my
gentlemen.
cat.
Thank you, Mike.
As much as this Seattle Seahawks defense is cooking, you want to talk about a big play defense. This is a big play, hard hitting defense, causing turnovers. They're just causing quarterbacks just to throw it right to them. It's one of those types of defenses. Kind of reminds me a little bit, early to say, but mini Legion of Boom, might I say. It's
Oh,
going
boy.
that way. But with all that said, 14 points is way too many points. I don't think they're playing that good. Yeah, it's funny. They actually blew out Atlanta and blew out who they beat, Vikings,
Minnesota,
26-0. Again, that was with Brosmer or whatever his name is. They're they're just not
The
that
games
good
are
on
much
offense.
closer in the final scores.
Dude, what are you
talking
talking about? They're not good on
Yes.
offense. They can run the ball, and they have the best player on the
They're not
planet.
running it good.
They're
They're
not
giving
running the
Jay
ball.
They're not
That's the
running
thing.
the ball.
They were running
JS
the ball good, but the last 3 weeks they've been terrible running the ball.
Well, they don't.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. They've been winning by like 28 points, but they got JSN, who's the best player on the planet, and like you can't stop him. He's unguardable. You cannot stop him on defense.
I think Phillip Rivers is going to come into this stadium,
just
and
stop.
they
He's
are
not-
going to keep it.
Phillip
close.
Rivers isn't
and give me
playing.
Rivers.
He's not.
And I'm going
playing
against my
because that
favorite
rookie
team.
quarterback. That rookie quarterback practiced fully, and as long as he's healthy,
Old man Rivers.
they're
I
going to
don't
play
think
the
he is
rookie.
gonna
Can't
play.
too? Like you're high.
I don't
if
think
you
so.
Why would they
No,
not?
either
Actually-
way,
They're going to play the
way.
rookie, I think. But that's
Either
beside
way,
the
how about
point.
this? Either quarterback. 14 is way too much.
Guys. Okay. I happen to be also against Woodley on this one, and I love Seattle. I just think they're going to win by like 12 or 10 or something like that. We all know Seattle's going to win. I don't have high confidence in this pick. I'm on the other side. My number 2 pick has already been discussed. I chose the Green Bay Packers with my number 2 pick. We've already been through that, so we're going for our final number 2 pick to Brandon Cantu.
Baltimore at Cincinnati. Cincinnati is plus 2.5 in a very interesting game. All of a sudden, Baltimore just can't. They look terrible. I don't know they say Lamar Jackson's hurt. Is he? I don't know.
He clearly is.
Cincinnati is playing good, man. If you would have taken back, they would have beat Buffalo. If you would have taken back, he had back-to-back interceptions. Burrow he was having a beautiful game.
The Bills' defense is
Back-to-back
horrible.
back-to-back interceptions. One was a pick six. It was actually sad. It was very sad. I still won I had some money on Cincinnati last week at plus 5.5. But give me Cincinnati. I think they're just a better team. I think they're going to put up 30 or 40 points, and Baltimore's got no answer for that. I just don't think they're going to be able to score the amount of points that it takes to keep up with Cincy.
What is the deal with Cincinnati? Last year, when they were kind of out of it, they just reeled off win. Burrow's been hurt all year. They started like a house of cards, and they've just looked great. And I'm going to have to go with Cincinnati as well.
What
Clearly,
are you
something's
watching?
wrong with Lamar. What am I watching?
Look great.
I'm watching
They've won
Joe
one game.
Burrow.
They've won one game in the last fucking 8, and they're like they just pulled off win. They're 4-9 and have won one fucking game in 8 weeks.
Mike,
win,
I'm
win,
glad.
win,
I'm glad.
win.
I'm glad you were listening to my point. I said last year when they out of it, they pulled out win. I didn't say
last
this
year.
year, but thank you. But thank
They-
you for wasting
I mean,
a minute of our time. I don't get that time
me
back.
and Woodley heard the same thing. So
I-
we're like,
The Ravens have been iffy. I mean, Jackson's been clearly very hurt, but he did look a lot better against the Steelers. The Bengals, like, this season's over for them. Okay, like it's over.
It's
I don't think they think it. I don't think they think it is.
it's over.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
They don't
Stop.
think it is.
Stop.
That's the
A,
difference.
the
They don't
Bengals
think
aren't
it
going to
is.
win out, first of all. And B, 8-9 isn't getting into the playoffs, okay?
Man,
Okay.
they're doing some spooky things over there, the Steelers and Ravens. Neither team wants it.
Dude, it doesn't matter. The Bengals can't win because they have the worst defense on earth, man.
Okay,
Exactly.
that's a different
That's it.
argument. But
The
I
Ravens,
think
the Ravens are in a must-win game. They have everything to play for. Their season's on the line. Like Lamar's finally getting healthy. That team's getting healthy too. They're getting like more and more guys back every single week. They've lost like 2 in a row. It's just the bounce back of all bounce backs for them. Like I think the Ravens come out and I think they dominate them. I mean, listen, like the Bengals, like absolutely smoked them 2 weeks ago. It was a complete disaster, but the Ravens have to win. It is must win time. Okay. Because let me tell you who the Ravens have on deck. All right. Next week at home versus the Patriots, like
Then
the number
Seattle.
1 seed, followed up
That's
by at the Packers.
Packers, yeah.
And then at the Steelers, which literally could be for the division. To like both those teams could be like, well, Steelers might have 9 at that point, but like that game will be for the division, and the winner gets to 9 games. Like I said, like there's no way for Cincy to get there. Cincy's season is over. That defense sucks. Give me the Ravens.
I love the Ravens. Joe Burrow against Lamar. Career 0-2 straight up, 0-2 against the spread at home versus Lamar. The Ravens are in a must-win game. The way they lost last week was an embarrassment. They're still the team. They're still they're not. They're even money, I think, to win the division. I love the Ravens in this game. I think the Bengals now have now been shown how bad that defense is. The door is closed on them. They know it's closed. They won't admit it. The Ravens are going to win. They're going to win big. It's one of my top 3 picks of the week. It was my number 3.
Okay, guys, here we go. We've given you our rants. Very long. We've given you our number 1 and our number 2 picks. In a minute, we're going to talk about Survivor, although I'm not sure how many of us are left in Survivor.
No, there's nobody left. Nobody's left. We're all done.
We're all done.
You're listening to Feta Sports on the VSiN Podcast Network.
Folks, you might be listening to this podcast because you want an edge, or maybe because it's to fade us. You want to bet against us. Anyway, you have the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Pro bettors spend thousands of dollars on data and tools. What they don't want you to know is you can get that same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. It is a really good product. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Just tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets. Fellas, let's talk quickly about the Survivor pools. We're down to like 1 or 2%, or a lot less than that in most pools. My brother and I, and the Mark Gregorich pool, 9 of us all had Tampa Bay. Gregorich had Green Bay. He won his own pool. Congratulations, Mark. We do love Mark Gregorich. So that hurts me. Mike, what happened? You're out too last week?
Yeah, I thought for sure all of us were going to go with Tampa this week because there was really no other what place to go. So I thought I had nowhere to go but Cleveland, possibly. And one of our idiot people in our app in our group decided, let's use the Bills against the Bengals in a must-win game for the Bengals. When I've got the Bills, I could have them the next 2 out of the next 3 weeks against the Jets and against the Browns. And somehow he was down 10, and they were going in for down 3, going in to go up 10 with like 5 minutes to go. Burrow throws a pick 6. My guy 4th and 1 at midfield in the tie game. Baker, they get stuffed. Somehow Tampa Bay loses the game. They were 3-1 favorite with 5 minutes to go. Somehow this idiot wins the game. They were 8-1 dog with 5 minutes to go. He wins to $75K. I get my normal.
Mike managed to get another rant in, guys. I think it cost him $100,000 though. So we do like that rant, and I know
most ridiculous pick ever. So.
But it was really weird too because it did look like one team was for sure going to win. They didn't, and the other team. Poor Mike for $100 ball. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us this week. Wish me luck. I'm here at the World Series of Poker in Bahamas. I flew in and I finished 16th in the first tournament out the box. Cantu, are you going to go play World Poker Tour tournaments?
Yep, I'll be out there.
Mikey, are you going to play the World Poker Tour main event?
I'm not sure. Everybody keeps calling me. Why am I here for the prime for the $5 million guarantee 1100? And it's just been so. I've been going through a lot of pain.
But you got what is it? The $40 million 10K buy-in for the World Poker.
I might
Such
play,
a beautiful
I
tournament.
forgot.
That one. That's a big one. All right, guys, we gotta go. We gotta go. See you guys. Thanks for joining us on the Feta Sports Podcast.